anyways, so we want to be, you know, extra passive when markets are slower and quieter. Our job is to be extra passive. Okay, we're not we're not interested in being overly aggressive because there will be times when we want to be aggressive, but when it's already quiet, there's you don't get paid. Okay, we're not getting paid per trade. Okay, we're getting paid to make the right trades. So there is no point for us to become more aggressive when the conditions of the market don't suit. Right. So as we look again, I got to mark crude, and all I'm doing is giving you guidelines. These are not like, oh, that's the only way, but it's just to make things. I try to make my job easier. Okay, so the recognition becomes easier. So this is interesting. Okay, this was a continuation. This made it here. Now there was a lot of blowback, but not as much as you think, because remember, these are scaled. Okay, but because it continued and then turned, we're gonna take a look at it. Okay, it's certainly reasonable if we can find an entry. Okay, so we're waiting for a green bar from here. If we were to get in, see, our stop's going to be at 52. Now we ended up making yesterday about 150 was what I heard on average. Okay, for the one trade that we made. Okay, now again, if we don't make any trades, look, I'm not going to force a trade, because that's not how you make money. Forcing trades, you make money by being patient enough to wait for them. Okay, so we're certainly not going to force them. We are going to be patient enough to wait. Okay, and let the market dictate when it's time to get in. So we know to get in here, we need a green bar. Okay, so we'll watch for a couple of minutes and see. And we know, listen, I'd be happy if it went much further lower, and then we got in. Obviously, I'd like to take the least amount of risk I can take. Okay, that is always something that we can build on, right? Now, the other thing you want to make sure you look at is, again, if you just watch the sidelines here, hola, Juan Valdez here. If you want to, make it easy for yourself, you watch the watch list. Okay, all right. So now you can have an entry. Now, it's a little bit more risk than I would particularly like to take on this trade at this moment, but I'll go ahead and make it. I mean, listen, it's only money. Okay. All right. So my stop is what I said. What the hell I said my stop was 52. Is that what it was? Yeah, that's about right. 52, I think. I get it placed while I'm waiting. Okay. And yeah, 52 is right. Okay. So we've got solid support about 55. Okay. If you just always remember, if I do this, I don't have to watch this so closely. And I do it more when we're together, because obviously I'm teaching at the same time that we're trading together. Okay. So this is going to be, you can see this is the resistance. So we're breaking above the first resistance. Okay. And that can bring us to about 58 or so, 57 and a half. Okay. Now the key for us is that this holds on this particular breakout right here. Okay. That's obviously very important in our world of trading. The stair step, or the excuse me, the breaking out. Okay. So again, you're watching, and we'll see. And I'll come back to this one. Let's just get the rest and see what happens. I mean, we got our stop in, we got our play, and we're not doing anything until it moves up 4 or we get stopped out. So in the meanwhile, so the NASDAQ, I think I marked it already. Yeah, I did. Okay. And we're just kind of hovering and hanging out. And the Russell, I did, right? So there's not much going on here. And the Dow. So, all right. So we're all set and ready to go. So we can go back to the trade we have on. Okay. Which is this one. Okay. So we'll go back to our one. You can see it's breaking back down. I can see that by the price, but it's breaking below, which certainly is not fun. Okay. And again, it doesn't mean anything yet. I mean, we know that 55 is the key for us. Okay. That's the key number that we have to worry about. I mean, again, it doesn't mean that we're going to get out at 55, right? Because we're not. We're not getting out till 52. But we know that's a very important area of support that really needs to hold. Otherwise, we're probably in trouble. Okay. So, I mean, here we are right at the dead nuts bottom. Okay. And obviously, we are hoping that this becomes consolidation and not a breakdown. Okay. And this is all you can do. We didn't get the immediate gratification of a straight up spike. Okay. So now it's playing it as we would play it through the phases of the market. So 55 is going to be very important. You can see it looks like it wants to go through it. And, here we are. Again, it's only a false breakout at the moment, but it doesn't mean it's not going straight down either. That's what we have to remember, is that we don't know. Okay. We can only play the price action, and we can only play the chart that we're looking at. Okay. So really remember, don't force action when there is no action. Okay. This is like I said, I always say this is the hardest part of trading, is when you try to force something, okay, that is not, because you cannot muscle or bully the market. All right. Okay. I mean, people have tried, and typically they end up in they say hater. Okay. So, the more you push, the more you fight it, the bigger trouble. I made a honey. Yeah, good. That's 150 was about the number I heard, but honey's good too. Okay. Look, all we got to do is learn to make money and learn not to participate when there's not a trade. Okay. That's the hardest part. You're sitting here, you want to trade. Okay. I mean, listen, you think I've never done that before? I've done them all. Okay. There ain't a mistake I ain't made. Okay. So, let's remember that all I'm teaching from is my own experience. Okay. So we're holding again, we're holding. I'll see what happens. I can't, I don't know. I can't predict what's going to happen. Remember, I can only say to you that we're going to watch it. And again, I'm not getting out until if it moves to 60, I'll move my stop to break even. Or if I get stopped out, other than that, I got nothing to do, because there's nothing I'm going to do in between 52 and 60. It's either got to go one or the other before I'm going to do anything. So, again, we've done very well at this hour. We don't get many trades, though. That's been the issue. But of course, the markets have to cooperate as well. Okay. You have to remember that markets have to cooperate. Yeah. It's a very sad day, my brother. A very sad day, very tough day for me, but if I could just take my mind off it, so it's good. We have to be very careful, about our aggression and our wanting to be in, because then you start using your opinion, and then you start getting yourself in trouble, versus just let the market tell you, let the market dictate to you what is next. That's the simplest and the best thing you can do for yourself, is let the market dictate the action. We know what our risk is, so we're not exposed. We know exactly what the number is. Okay. And again, it's hovering, it's holding. And again, I don't know what's going to happen here. Listen, all we know is the move is coming. Okay. And it's going to be up or down. Do I know which way? No, I don't have any idea. Based on the overall action today, I would suspect it's going to go back up. But that doesn't mean that we haven't reached the pinnacle and it's not going to break down. Okay. So, at the end of the day, it's about patience and discipline. Otherwise, you're out of money. So, I just, Yeah, again, I only warn you not to be a pain in the ass. I warn you because that's the importance of what you need to learn to become, successful, and to do your number one job, which is always to what? Defend your capital. Okay. We know we're going to take losses. I mean, we know that they come. So if we take too many, okay, or if we're too aggressive, okay, then we force ourselves out of inventory, which then says our business has to close. Okay. So just keep that in mind at all times. Okay. That it's about money. Okay. You can say whatever you want. The bottom line is money. Okay. So, and again, so we did hold on the bottom, and now we're back up at the top. Okay. So this is the torture and torment of consolidation. You say, Martin. Okay. I mean, look, you almost hear me every day now. But what do you want me to tell you? I don't tell the markets when to move. Believe me, the busier they are, the happier I am. Okay. The quieter they are, the more trouble I can find. Okay. And we're not looking for trouble. Okay. So just keep that in mind that, those who preach, active, that's bullshit. Okay. You can't, in conditions like this, you'll go bust trying to be active. Okay. I don't care how good you're. So here once again, we failed to the top, and now we're going to try to take the bottom out. But so far we've been able to hold. Okay. And there's warning sign number one. Okay. So again, it doesn't mean, like I said, nothing means anything until 52 or 60. Okay. 52 or 60, the only numbers that mean anything right now. But I'm giving you a little bit of play-by-play. Not that I want to give it when it's going against me, but that's what it is. Listen, that's part of understanding how trading is. Okay. They're not all winners, unfortunately. Okay. There's nobody on the street corner handing out $100 bills. So, I don't know. Let's just see if anything else is going on. I don't need to depress myself looking at this. Okay. I already know what we're going to do. Right? I already know I already have the plan. Right? So there's nothing going on in the crude oil market. Okay. S&P we're in. NASDAQ looks like it's getting under a little pressure again, but again, the volume is dried up. Okay. The ruddy, I don't know. Not enough action, maybe, it could be, but right now you don't have enough. In the Dow, you ain't got enough. So what are you going to do? Again, this is the hardest part, as I always like to tell you. It is always about the battle within. Okay. I'm just looking at a couple other products. See if anything's going on anywhere. Okay. But we're always fighting that internal battle inside. Now, I don't trade gold too often because it's too much of a pain for me. I can't use or do gold on this platform. Okay. Because, that's the gold clears at the COMEX, and this is live data. I don't get live data from the COMEX, so I refuse to pay for it. Okay. So I have to go to a different platform. They're not all winners. Now, unfortunately, as much as I would like to be like Chuck, okay. Hold on a second. What was I saying? I already forgot what I was saying. But yeah, I mean, I'm not as good as Chuck and Wendy. Sorry, I can't make those claims. I can only do what I do, and this is what I do. And you get to see it with me live, whenever I'm around. Okay. So, and now unfortunately they're not all winners, but so if we go back to our model here, and again, we did, once again, it managed to hold. So again, we know with 100% certainty, it's hitting 60 or 52. Okay. I don't know which one's coming first. And hopefully we will get to 60 and it'll keep running. Okay. And that would be, if you had to make a decision today based on the action that you can look at, your answer should be it's probably going higher. Now again, it doesn't mean it's going to go higher. All we're using is what the overall longer term. We're up 300, okay, in the Dow, and up 20 something points here, 24. So, but in the meantime, all we're doing here is sitting around playing with ourselves. No, I can't. I can never be them. Okay, I'm not as good as they are. Obviously, their results are phenomenal. Anybody that hit 97%. Of course, I could look at it in the true way, though, right? It's like the casino, pays 97 cents every dollar. Okay. So I could, do what they do, right? And I could hop up 3 cents out of every dollar I take in and keep grinding away from you. Oh, man. But so here we are again. Obviously, it's a big zero since we've gotten in, and we're right basically where we entered. Some tiny loser at the moment. What am I gonna do? Like I said, there's nothing I can do about it. I can't make it happen. I can't make it move. I can only follow the action that is provided. Real Bubba versus, yeah, that's right. Listen, one time, I had a publisher one time. And I said, I can't advertise like this. Were you crazy? That's ridiculous. Okay. Anybody who would make those claims is an idiot. I mean, I'm not doing that. I did it once and that was it. I couldn't take it. I don't never want that. I got to be straight up. That's just who I am. As you know me. So, you've been around for a while. I don't believe in bullshit. I'm just straight. This is it. This is what it does. This is how we do it. And, let's rock and roll. And again, they're not all going to be winners. They're not going to all be losers. They're going to be. You should hit, when the math is done. If you're doing everything properly, you should hit about 66%. Okay, and the key to that, what is it? Well, I'll ask the question since I'm on my webinar and I can see everybody's answers. What is the key to that? Okay, why does that make a difference? And what is the big difference between that? Okay, and why is 66% an unbelievable number when you weigh in the rest of the equation? Let's see if anybody can answer that. I will answer if you don't, but I'm interested to see if you remember and you understand. So the good news is support is holding. The bad news is that it's not going back up yet. Okay. And so we still have the same targets on the way up, but we could be, and unfortunately, you could be making some new resistance here. Okay. Now it's not official yet. Okay. But again, this is what you're always watching. Okay. We use our edge in the blow up and the chart. Right. We use our edge and the math works. And the other big thing is, and again, I don't remember if everybody's going to remember. Listen, I got a head start. I got 43 years. So actually this is my 44th year, but the one thing for sure, your loss is determined when you put the trade in. Your max loss is there. Your max gain is never determined. Okay. So, if you average a loss of 200, but you average a gain of 400, okay. Or if you average 2 and 2, okay, if you do the math, okay, 66 winners, that's 13-2, 34 losers, that's 6,800. That sounds like a profit to me. Okay. But, obviously there's times I will tell you when to go for a home run. Okay. The Vogans say resistance is useless. Well, it's useless except when it hurts us. Okay. And usually, and really what you would be really looking at is, the resistance. If you remember what I've taught you in the past, which is very simple. Okay. The resistance works best in a market that is downtrending, and support works best in a market that is uptrending. Okay. In other words, double tops work best in a downtrend, and double bottoms work best in an uptrend. Okay. So right now, I mean, again, if I looked at this, from on a longer scale, I have it blown up so you can see it, but we are uptrending. So based on everything I just said, this should hold. It doesn't mean that it will. Okay. But it should hold. Okay. And that's, again, all we can use is the markers and the guidelines that we have, because there is no other secrets involved. Okay. If you've played the correct trade based on the emotion of others, you've done all you're supposed to do, then you just let the trade play out, which is why I don't try to guess early what's going to happen. I don't get out of a trade early. Okay. I'm going to sit here and watch it and wait and watch it and wait. Okay. And unfortunately, I'm watching it go in the wrong direction, which is obviously not what I want to see. So just to give you a general idea, this should be, if we continue lower, that's a big area. And then that's a big area. Those are very key levels below the market if we continue to go lower from. And again, right now we're just really sitting here. Obviously, it's very much torture at the moment because we're not going anywhere. So, what can I tell you? That's not good. This action is not good though, because it is breaking out of the bottom side or the downside of congestion. Okay. Which could be, the breakout, which could create the trend for whatever period of time to the downside. So we are now in real jeopardy for the first time. Now we still have room, but we are now in jeopardy. Okay. Because we have broken away from what we were basing everything on. Okay. Here, let me just clean this up and we'll just start over. Okay. So this is the consolidation level that we were banking on, that we were staying in. Okay. And now this is going to be key, because was this false? Was this a false breakout to the downside, or was it real? We don't know. We never know for sure, but we do know that 54 is support, and we do know that about 53 is support. So, again, and we're at 52, so there's a little bit of room. But you've all seen when the markets decide to move fast, I don't give a rat's ass what you got. It's going to go there. It's going to go there. Okay. Right now, it's just hovering. Okay. Which leads us to believe and gives us hope that it can go our way still. Okay. And that, again, that all you can do is do everything right, and then, hope it works right. Okay. But what's going on right now. Who wants to tell me what they see right now? Okay. Well, how would you classify the action you're seeing right at the moment? And again, you don't have to get it right, but it'd be great. I'd love to see. Look, this is only part of teaching you. It's not to torture you. Okay. These are the thing. When I ask questions, they're not, to belittle or not to help. They're to help you. Okay. They're to teach you and give you something better to learn from. Again, I try to teach you as much as I can, so that you have a better clue. Okay. That's all I'm trying to do. So hold on one second. Somebody's couldn't get in or whatever. I guess it's a little confusing. But here, let me drop it in the chat room. Okay. So does anybody answer me? Trying to make but holding. Lower highs and lower lows. Okay. Breakout of consolidate. Oh, look who's here. What up, brother? How you doing? What's your hit percentage? You're probably the busiest. Okay. Okay. So what it was doing, okay, and it still is, it's forming a new area of congestion, which is lower than the one before, which is not what we want to see. Okay. The new congestion is like this level here. Okay. We don't want to see that. Okay. But that's where it's at. I mean, again, I can't change what the market's doing. Okay. That's what the market's doing. Okay. Blessed about 70%. Awesome. Ain't that good? So you must have had a good teacher. You must have had a good teacher teaching you. So we're in danger now. Okay, we are in the danger zone. Okay. Now, and unfortunately, and the worst problem about this trade and these trades are what? Okay, is that we don't get the replay. We don't get the replays. Okay. By far the best teacher in my favorite type of trade. Awesome. Okay. That's the real issue. We do not get, okay, the replays, the instant replays, right? So when it's busy, you get the instant replays. You get to make them over and over again. Okay. And that obviously it doesn't, the losers are not as magnified, okay, when you're getting plenty of action, because when you get enough action, okay, it mitigates because you're making a lot of trades, and with the probability in your favor. Oh, you can vote. All right, well, here we go again. So you're breaking out again. So we're in very serious trouble here. I would say we've got virtually probably 95% we're going to fail on this trade. Okay. Now again, it doesn't mean it will. It's not 100, because nothing's 100. Okay. But 95% of this trade is going to fail. Okay. So now we just got to go back and see if anything else is happening. It's so quiet, it's hard to gauge, right? 51. So this is we don't have enough time for this to be a secondary. Okay. So, it's not going to be an add-on situation. It's going to be a hope that it doesn't kill us. I mean, that again, that's just, it's unfortunate, but that's what it is. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and tell you, no, the NASDAQ is really getting hammered. Okay. Now the issue here with this NASDAQ, okay, is probably tradable. Okay. It's probably tradable. Okay. But, again, this is going to really depend on the amount of blowback that's going to make the risk here. Okay. This is where we're starting from. So we already know our risk, our stop would have to be at 17. Okay. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm not interested in taking $440 worth of risk minimum. Okay. If I get in this trade. I mean, you might want to do it. I have no interest in that. Okay. To me, that's too much for the conditions that we have. Okay. So again, you can all make your own decisions, but I would never get in this. Okay. And that I tell you that all the time. I'm not interested. I can make enough money. I don't have to expose myself to more risk. Okay. When I can make plenty of money trading the way that I do. Okay. Again, if I get in here, okay, which will be right now at 43.43. So that's, what the hell is it? $520 risk. Are you interested in that? I'm not. Okay. And I won't take the trade. Okay. Again, it could be a monster winner. Okay. But that has nothing to do with what the fact is. And the fact is that I don't want to expose myself to that much risk in this condition. If we're really busy, I have no problem with it. The risk versus the opportunities versus, all those things combine together. Okay. And because we don't have a tremendous amount of opportunities, I'm not going to take extra risk here. It makes no sense to expose myself, okay, in a market that I might not get another trade. Okay. Now smaller risk, I'll always cheat a little bit, when I'm in live, with everybody, because I want to be able to teach you something, but I'm not going to step out for $500 and something risk. It doesn't make sense to me. Okay. Again, if I know I'm going to have 10 trades today in that market, yeah, I'm in. I'll take my chances. Okay. But I've only got one. So, and we've been here, what, 40 minutes, 35, whatever it is. And we've had one trade. Now, that trade came right at the top, right when we got in. So again, do I need to be extra active here? Hell no. Okay. I don't. And I've got no interest in it. Okay. And that, my friends, is the story that you always have to remember. Okay. You know, if you're not going to get the opportunities, okay, then yes, the probabilities and percentages will always play. But how long is it going to take me to get enough trades to make the model work? Right. So I am not stepping in on something that is not 100% clear, and they're just not basically handing me over the money. Okay, so I hope you understand that. But you know, again, okay, so now we're going back the other way. Okay, so again, this is going to be a big area to get through now, because this now becomes resistance. Okay, and now we're back at about 55 support, but we're really what we have now, okay, is probably 54 to 56ers. Okay, is a consolidation band with a false breakout to the downside. Okay. So, you know, again, basically we've gone nowhere. We're basically back to even. Okay. So that is why the stop placement is also important. Okay. You know, again, you don't think I just make these numbers up and pick them out of my, you know what? They're meant for a reason. Okay. Everything is done for a reason. And the reason are always to your benefit. Okay. Just remember that everything we do with the reasons are behind are for mine and your benefits. Okay. It's got nothing to do with an opinion or an itch or an ingrown hair up my ass. It's strictly about creating the edge and creating the opportunity. Okay. So here we are again. Obviously, you can see what's happening. Okay. It's pausing here. Okay. And yes, our NASDAQ, if we would have gotten in, we'd be profitable right now. Okay. But again, you always want to weigh the risk based on the number of trades. Look, get the whip out, right? You got to get it through this consolidation level. You got to get it to break out through resistance. Okay. Come on, do something. Make yourself useful. Okay. Again, the only good news of this is if this can hold here, then it will break out, obviously. Okay. But that's just, again, I'm showing you things, you know, under very short terms and making judgments after only a couple of bars. Okay. But if you were looking at it, that's what you'd like to see happen. Yeah, there we go. So let's see if we can get out and run and escape. Okay. The next big one is going to be 57. See, what happens when we don't break out right away is it builds all this resistance on the way up. Okay. And again, we can get through it, but it's got to really muster up some energy to get through there. Okay. But if it can clear 57, it leads to potentially a new high on the day. Okay. But it's got to get through there. Right now, it's just, you know, playing with itself. Okay. Maybe it's talking to Wendy and Chuck to get some advice. Okay. So again, I know, Jono, what's up, brother? How you doing? So I know it's a pain, but again, this is the whole key of the game. Patience, baby. This is why you hear so many golf stories from me, because normally I wouldn't be here today. I'd be on the golf course. Okay. And believe me, that's coming soon to a theater near you. Okay. So again, look at this. We're at the next level. We're trying to break out. This is actually a big help. Okay. This hold here, because it smooths out that trend. Okay. It smooths out that sharp up, okay, by consolidating a little bit. Okay. So it makes it raises the probability okay, because we had to smooth out that basically straight up action. And again, it doesn't guarantee anything. Okay, run for it. Yeah, it's great to have you, man. But they don't. They announce the market. you know, but this is why again, this was very important because it slowed down this too fast up, okay, and smoothed out what was a little bit too sharp, okay. And of course, we know that sharp patterns down or up can resolve in a couple of different ways, and one of them is what we're playing for when there's enough volume, which is the V or the upside down V. But the other way is to continue, okay, or consolidate and continue, or consolidate and reverse. So here we consolidated and we're continuing, and then we're now at the next key level, okay. And again, that's once again, all we can do is be prepped, prepared, and ready so that we can participate, okay, in the move if we get it, okay. And that's all. Again, all we're trying to do is always, and there you go. So let's see if we, again, big spot, big moment, and of course the action is good. Okay, that's very solid. Okay, and I don't mind. I'd love to see it be just a little bit higher above my line. Not that my line is God. Okay, but that's just in my mind. If it closes here, I wouldn't be upset, because again, that could help it continue to roll. Okay, the action itself is bullish. Okay, so, and again, it doesn't matter what time frame, it's the same in all, but the reason that we use the short time frames is why? Why do we use shorter time frames? Again, that's why you come, because every time you come, there's something else I can teach you. More chances, right? You get more opportunities. Okay, so that's why we use a shorter time frame, and that's why. Look, I will say this one more time. I'm going to remind you 1,000 times, but I'm going to say it one more time. If you really want to be successful in this business, I urge you to sit back on when you have free time. And I'm not telling you to do something, make special time. When you got nothing to do, okay, pull up a 1-minute chart and just watch it. Take up a replay of an old chart, okay, and just watch it, because again, you will learn the pattern recognition, which is the key to the business anyways. Okay. Oh, look who's here, Mr. Alberta. Sure. Well, that's true. I got a shortest pensions man too. That's right about the teaching. You're the best. Well, thank you. I try hard. Ruddy? Okay. Ruddy? Oh, yeah. Let's see. Let's see. I don't know. I'm getting a lot of dinging. That ain't good, I don't think. Yeah, you're right. I mean, there you go. Where are we at? 02. So we got to 04. We got to wait. Okay, but yes, if this could be. Okay. This could be. But of course, what's the problem with that trade, Mr. Alberta? When's your holiday start? But there is one problem with that trade right now. What would that be? Too much blowback. Yeah, unfortunately, it did not fit into our time frame. But yes, that is correct. Too much blowback. Okay. So it's not tradable now. So now that's over. Okay. The only thing we can hope for with the minute to go is it spikes one more time higher, or it collapses lower and we become a buyer. Right here, you have absolutely nothing to do. Okay. It made the whole move inside the time frame that we're watching. Oh, that's a good thing. Your daughter's graduation is more important than me. I'm here every day. You only get to see a graduation once. Not that I wanted to go. I hated them. I thought they were a waste of time myself. But, but in the meantime, so you have no trade right now. And here, look at that. It's a flat bar. It didn't do anything. How's that? Okay. Good catch though. I mean, it was positioning itself to be. It just didn't work out. Okay. Now we're getting a little bit of volume here. Okay. But we're not going anywhere. So once again, on the 4-minute, you're also seeing the smoothing. Okay. Which again, it's important. Okay. Just because you need it to cool its jets a little bit. If it's not going to go straight up and give you a reverse blow off and give you an exit and a reversal. So here it is. We're holding. This is, again, unfortunately, it's also building new resistance, which is now about 58, which is, I mean, it's all fine. Look, as long as it keeps going, what do we care? Okay. We have no interest. We don't care. Okay. As long as we don't have to get out, okay, it means nothing. Okay. So there's the new consolidation package. Okay. You can see it now. It's right in front of you. It's clear. Well, let's see what happens. Okay. Can we break it out again? Okay. It's trying. Okay. Well, let's see. Can it get the job done? Okay. We don't know, but maybe it will, maybe it won't. There you go. Come on. Don't stop now. Come on, baby. Go to the whip. Okay, let's get the new highs and then see what happens. Okay. So anyways, now we're getting closer, okay, to have the ability to put our stop to break even as well. Okay, we're not there yet. Okay, now we do have a profit at the moment. It's doing the reverse from when it started from 42.60. Okay, probably. Okay, so that was good. It held. And again, once again, we're on top. We don't want to see that. Get back up there. Okay, so hold the line, baby. So again, this is just, again, it takes a lot of patience and a lot of, gumption to sit through this crap. Okay. It wasn't bad. We got in with 4 points with a risk. So, I mean, I could have, I didn't have to take it. Okay. But I figured I'm here. I'll take it. Okay. Again, it wasn't the greatest ever. Here, you want to see it? Hold on. I mean, it doesn't matter. My stuff's already set. Okay. So we got in right when we got here, which is what, right here. Okay. Again, it was blow-offy, but remember one thing, okay? These charts are scaled, okay? So, at first you have to look at the numbers, okay, not just the chart itself. You have to measure the risk associated with it. So I deemed that the risk was okay to take the trade, but yeah, you're right. You're not wrong, okay? I mean, like I said, as I said when I made the trade, it was a little bit, questionable, but I was willing to make it, because again, as long as I'm here, I might as well try to teach, and I'm not worried about losing because, I know what I'm going to hit on a percentage wise. Okay. And, but yeah, you're 100% correct. Your recognition is perfect. Okay. So yes, you done good, senor. Again, now we're just chirping around again. Nothing we can do yet. All we can do is wait. Okay, but in the meantime, now we're waiting on profit instead of with a loss. But we're in the same trade. This is almost like a replay of yesterday. Okay. Now again, the best scenario for us would be if this level holds, which could hold. That could be some new support. Okay, that would be the best, other than going straight up. Okay, and we're gonna test the resistance area again. Okay, but again, we're fine. We're fine. We don't have to do anything, and there's no decision to be made. Okay, the decisions are already preordained for us. Okay. Now, okay, I'm going to teach you something new for the first time. Okay. and I don't always do this, but I'm going to give you something to think about. Okay. And we'll work on it, in classes. But I do have about 2 or 3 points of support above or near where my entry was. Okay. Now I'm going to wait and see if we can get to 60 first, but I do know that I could right now, move my stop to around break even here. Okay. Because I've had some very good action, and, I don't want to get stuck in failure, even though I didn't meet all the parameters, but because it has built a lot of support, if it does come back down, it should hold me in. Okay. But again, now, because of the slowness of the market, because of the activity or the lack of, I could be, if I wanted to be, a little bit tighter, okay, here, and make sure that I don't lose money on this trade, so to speak, because I do have enough evidence that it can hold or should hold before it gets back there. Okay. I usually don't teach that, but listen, again, one thing you remember is I'm always teaching around what the current conditions of the market are, which is why it always pays to go to class as much as you can, or at least listen to the recordings, because, it's because I can't tell you, same as a hedging, for those of you who've been hedging from the beginning, I mean, how much more have you learned each class? Because again, every market is different. Now the process is always the same, but the overall, the execution can be altered occasionally. Okay. And the only way you can get that is by learning and, or on your own, which is fine. So you look what happened. You just notice what happened. So we built another wall of resistance at the top side. And again, it doesn't mean it's going to stop it, but we didn't have any of that before. We were cleared from 57 to 60. And suddenly these levels show up. Okay. So if you wanted to move up to your break even, you could do so. Okay. Because certainly you're in position, okay, and have enough evidence. Okay. Now I'm going to wait right now myself, because I think we're going to get there anyways. But again, I'm prepared. Again, I can react quickly and just make my adjustment in a minute if I want to. But, you can, I would have no issue if you moved your stop to break even now. Okay. Because again, you've got support before you get to your out. So if it breaks all that, you're probably going to go lower anyways. But you do have, this should be at worst for most of you, a break even. Okay. But yet still with the potential to jack one out of the park. Okay. And that's where we are. We have a potential to jack it out of the park, but yet we have virtually very little, no risk, basically. Okay. So I'm gonna watch for a minute, but I am prepared, right? I mean, it takes me, less than 2 seconds to make the right adjustment if I want to make the adjustment. But for those who might not be comfortable or whatever, you can certainly make it right now. Okay. I don't have any problem with that because of the formation that we're watching. And basically what has happened is this little bit of a V here. Okay. So if you look at this like this, I gotta pay attention to just in case, because I don't want to screw myself. But if you watch, this is like a V. It didn't qualify for us to trade off of it, but it was like a V. Okay. And so it kind of smoothed out. Now it's in a nice, steady uptrend. Okay. So I am going to go ahead and move mine now, because I can see, and this is where I can tell you that it's either going to weaken, okay, or it's going to blow it out. So I think if I get stopped here, I think I would get stopped anyways. Okay. That's how I look at this. I think if they hit my stop here, I'd be stopped anyways. Okay. So I think it will go to reach the lower level. Now I could be wrong. Again, there's no guarantee here. Okay. Do you post trades? No, I don't. The only trades I do live are with you guys. I don't do this all day. I mean, I'm only replacing Ticker Talker until they get their act together. This is just, I decided to do this because many are used to my mundane conversation every day. Okay. I don't have any trades. I listen, if I did post them, you wouldn't get them fast enough anyways. Okay. The only way you can get my trades are in live time. Okay. I couldn't send them to you. I couldn't post them fast enough because you really think if I get a big trade, I'm going to stop and post it. So it just comes down to there's not enough time. These are not slow moving trades. They're trades that are based on execution and being ready. Okay. So in the meantime, it is very quiet. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it a little bit short today because it's been a rough day for me anyways. We had to put my 12-year-old Malamute down today. So but I figured this might help me out and give me something to do. Okay. In the meantime, you might be getting, what time is it? I'll wait till 16. See if this turns into something. Okay. Yeah, me too. It was a very, very tough day. They're part of the family. So it came to the house. I had him come to the house. Brutal. Okay. And I got a little one that, is going to have a nervous breakdown later when he's not here. So, yeah, no worries. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Okay. If you have pets, it's a big loss. If you don't have pets, then, you don't know. You don't recognize what it is. Okay. So in the meantime, this is going to be nothing. Okay. It's back to flat. It ain't great anyways. Okay. And as we depart, okay, you're going to be, it's very close to potentially busting out and being break even. Okay. Just manage it. And again, your first target is 60. Okay. And then if it can get through there, you might see much higher highs. All right, kids, I'll send this out. Thanks so much. And I'll see you all tomorrow, either here or on Ticker Talker. Have a good one, everybody. We'll see you later.